Okay, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Black Magic Banette and his couch crew over there and let them count us down and begin the run and do their thing. Good luck.
All right. Timing starts in 3, 2, 1.
Ooh.
All right. So this is Star Fox Assault. That's it.
It's pretty great.
You guys want to introduce yourselves?
I'm Proto Kid.
I'm Oblivion with HD.
I'm Actual Chatterteeth.
And as I've stated, I am Black Magic Banette. Now, if you're familiar with Star Fox, you know that, there's a lot of like kind of on-rail stages. You just kind of, it's just all auto-scrollers. What's so interesting about the speedrun? Well, if you're not familiar with Assault, there's actually only 3 stages that are considered the sort of traditional Star Fox model. There's a lot of like on-ground third-person shooter stages and other weird stuff like that. It's a really diverse game if you've never tried it. But on these auto-scroller stages, you're going to notice that I'm mashing Y the entire time because with the boost, you can actually basically stay in a state of perpetual boosting by mashing Y at a specific rhythm by keeping your, which keeps your boost meter constantly used up, which kind of permanently perpetuates it. It's something that, to my knowledge, only works in this game. And other than that, as long as I'm keeping the Y button mashed in a good rhythm, this stage should be fairly consistent and optimal. Outside, obviously, the boss fight at the end. And I'm also just destroying stuff, just for fun, honestly. Yeah, shut up, Slippy.
Kill him.
Yeah, we're not gonna. The main thing to keep in mind about this first stage is just you want to get Slippy and Falco killed because good teammate, and you want to get 5 bombs for the boss. And there are 6 bombs you can get throughout the stage, so it's kind of knowing like which ones you can get at what time, and it's really not complex. If you're familiar with the game, you know the boost tech. The only time you're gonna lose time in this first stage is from the boss fight.
The enemy flagship is fleeing to Fortuna.
So yeah.
He's getting away. After him, Fox.
Part of kind of a major turnoff of this run is just how slow it starts out, because you basically get a 5-minute auto scroll at the beginning of each run. But if you can get past that, it's really, really intense.
Where'd that crazed chimp Oikini go? Rob, find that black-hearted ape's location. Affirmative.
So kind of the main purpose of this stage, story-wise, is you're just trying to hunt down Andrew Oikini, the guy who's, I guess, taking up Andross's army after Andross was killed or something. I don't know. Star Fox lore doesn't make any sense. Yeah, just gotta make sure, yeah. Good job, Falco. You're doing great.
Enemy base located.
Wait, did I save him? Okay, now. You want to get Falco killed, but my hands just go on autopilot, and I'm not thinking I'll accidentally save him and have to reset the run, because having Falco die saves about 6 seconds, and on an auto-scroller stage this early, it's usually just worth it for me to reset. If I'm grinding for PB, at least. Alright, yeah. Good job, Slippy.
So why is it faster to have Falco and Slippy killed?
When you get to the boss fight, the actual fight doesn't start until every character gets their lines in. And by letting Falco and Slippy die, they can't talk. So it's basically just getting them to shut their mouth.
Is it not faster to let Crystal die as well?
There's actually no way to kill Crystal in this first stage. I've tried many times. Alright.
There he is! It's Oikini!
You've got nowhere to run to, Oikini.
Bah! Persistent little pest, aren't you?
The voice acting in this game is great.
top notch.
See, normally right here, Falco and Sleepy would say something before this got started.
Fantastic.
It's not over yet.
And that's that. There's nothing to even explain there, you just shoot the hands. You shoot 2 bombs there, and once again, you're kind of stuck waiting. Honestly, the first stage is probably the least interesting in the entire run.
To celebrate. Look, keep your wits about you, everyone.
Oh yeah, and this boss makes a lovely screeching noise. And once he opens up, I can just shoot a bomb and finish this. There we go. Hey, ended on 420. Would you look at that?
Nice.
Totally intentional. Alright. Next up is stage 2, the base on Katina, which is the first ground stage in the game, and the ground controls in this are really tight and really kind of jittery almost. Except the camera controls are really slow, so it's kind of a weird balance of like super quick character movement, but super slow, weird aiming. At least compared to most shooter games I've played.
First, get rid of the aperoids in your path.
So right now we're just heading to a specific spot because the first actual objective takes a few seconds to actually get going. You're supposed to just kind of run around shooting enemies. It's just a time-based thing, so you get in position for this, and if I'm aligned just right, 2 enemies will spawn. I can take them both down with 1 shot.
Fox, looks
I
like
only got
you
1.
more country.
It happens. It's a little random where they spawn, so... So now, I get the Landmaster, and the goal is to keep taking down these big blue guys.
Smash
No problem.
anything that gets in your way.
If I could actually shoot them.
Way to go, Fox. That's the spirit. Roll out of harm's way.
No.
Only a few targets left. Keep it up.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get in position for the 3rd phase of this stage, which is to destroy the enemy hatchers.
Clear the area of all enemies.
Now, I want to make sure I get a motion sensor bomb from right there, so I don't actually have to go inside the building to take it down. And I got one. Nice.
You must be able
So,
to get inside
if you
using
place a
the
bomb right
elevators.
here, it'll just
Only
destroy
a few
the
targets left. Keep it
hatcher.
up.
And okay, if I can make this jump, dude. There we go.
Got it.
And by doing that, you save a bunch of time because you don't have to mess around going inside the building and hunting it down.
What
Just,
in the world is that?
okay. I guess running over that doesn't work.
You've got to destroy that last
Thanks.
one. Find it on your radar.
And there you go. That's all the hatchers, so it's boss time.
Shield analysis complete. Bring it up on the monitor.
So with this boss, you just shoot the thing under it, get on top, and this doohickey will open up, and you just blast it.
Fox, that's its weak point.
Thanks, Pepe. I couldn't figure that out. The glowing pink thing was not obvious.
It's getting weaker, Fox. Keep
And there you go. That's stage 2. No problem.
First try.
All right. So next up, we got the Sargasso base, which you're going to be noticing I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff to deal damage to myself. That's actually because I want to get down to exactly 1 HP at the end of the first segment of this stage. To use a... I don't know what the actual term for the trick is called. I just call it a death warp, basically. Because by being dead on the first frame of a section of the stage, you basically skip that section. Oh, shoot.
Destroy the
Oh,
targets before
this
the
guy.
gauge
Oh.
gets full.
Okay.
Keep your wits
I don't know
about
what I just
you,
did there.
everyone.
Yeah, by being dead on the first frame of a segment of a stage, you completely skip it. Probably because I have a theory on why, but I don't even understand it, so I'm not going to pretend like I know. But I think it's just because, like, stuff doesn't spawn correctly. I don't know.
That's a transfer device. Hurry up and destroy it.
Alright. If I time this right. And it should blow up right when I get to this hatcher.
Looks like the other devices are in a higher
And
There must be an elevator. Find it.
yeah.
So this is the highest area in the hideout.
Look out
The
for
dialogue in this game, when you go fast enough, kind of overlaps each other, and it's really odd. Okay, could you... There we go.
Transfer device down.
the enemy battleships are launching fighters.
Hitbox is...
I can't stand
Really?
to see
Hitbox in this game could be a little
Crystal,
goofy at
concentrate your
times.
fire on the battleships.
Oh, shoot. Wrong button. Yeah, that's definitely 1 HP. And if I destroy this,
Well done. This means
and
we
I'm
can
just going to
take
kind of
control
stand inside this guy and wait. Because you're immune while you're kind of in this transition loading time kind of thing. And die first frame. And the stage is over. Without having to fight Star Wolf.
Nice.
Alright. So next up is the part I've been dreading. On stage 4 for Ficina, there is a glitch we use to get past the first segment and go straight to the plasma cannon auto scroller. And it is incredibly difficult. There's a lot of little nuances to it that make it almost impossible to get 100% consistent.
Got it.
And I'm going to try my best, but if it just refuses to work for me, I might just have to do it casually,
There are 3
which
of them in all.
is
It's up to
fun,
you, Fox.
I
Got it.
guess.
This blizzard is something
Alright.
else.
So I want to position the tank
to the target
just
control
right
center yet.
around
We've got to
here.
destroy the shield generators.
Yeah, nice and close
You've
to
got
it.
to turn the shield off first,
Line up the
Fox.
triangle with the edge of the mountain. And if I did everything right, I should be able to just... I think it takes a little... Ooh, that was almost good.
The shield generator
on, I can just time this right.
All towers. Use your radar to find the shield generator.
Come on. Oof. Come on. See, I'm popping through and then popping right out because I'm hitting the collision for the shield. Oof. I get like a 2-frame win. Come on. There we go.
Yo.
Holy crud. That's really tough. I'm so glad that came fairly quickly. Because I've had runs where I spend a solid minute just trying to get that, and it just refuses to work. Okay, if these guys will start attacking, I can get them down.
Why in the world
There we
will
go.
sentry bots attack? Dang, when am I gonna get to that control center? Falco, you gotta act quickly. I'm on my way. Do what you have to do and hold on.
Yeah, so right here I just gotta take down these guys. It's nothing special.
They'll just keep coming till you're neutralized. These guys.
Where are you, Falco?
All right.
Don't even think about dying before I get there.
So how you guys doing?
Pretty Yeah. hot.
Alright. I should be like playing a game, shouldn't I? We'll see.
Gotcha. Is that it?
Alright.
Here I come, Fox. Let's tear it up.
Yeah, so these plasma cannon auto-scroller sections are,
Looks like the scum are making
Boring.
house calls, Fox.
I'll just put it bluntly.
Fox, use the plasma cannon.
This one, it really doesn't matter what I do as long as I don't die. It's no time loss whatsoever. There's another one later where I actually have to make sure I take no damage. So I just kind of... I like to mess around during this and just... I don't know. How you guys doing? Oh, you got Uno?
Yeah, dude. You want to join?
Sure.
Alright, cool.
They kind of got a lock on me. Get them before I get smoked.
Well, I'll take this opportunity just to remind our viewers that SpeedGaming Live is powered by Twitch, and also that you can donate to the cash pools
Oh, shoot, hold on.
for the tournaments.
Where's Slippy?
Oh, that's right. You have to shoot Slippy.
Yeah,
this
gotta
is
make sure I
very
shoot
important
Slippy.
for the run.
You guys.
Proto, you want to go first? Yeah. Let me see what I got.
Hey, stop jumping
Man, I can't
around.
reach Slippy. This sucks.
Ooh. Oh. Ooh. Damn. You know, Proto?
Yeah, whatever. Doesn't matter. Slippy can live for this day.
Why does that go back to me? I thought I thought it like rotates.
Someone on the ground's locked onto us.
Man, have you guys never played Uno before?
no,
Come
like,
on.
No, I thought it like you skipped him, I skipped him. Oh yeah, I forgot that's how the skipping works.
Sorry,
Oh my
no, man.
god.
Oh, okay, yeah, hold on.
Fox, you're
All
hitting
right,
me.
so
Fox, get the enemy behind me. Fox, you're hitting me.
This is ridiculous. Fox, take
what are you
care of
doing?
that stupid frog.
Yeah, wait, don't you keep going? No,
Oh,
no, you just place one card. Bro, I've played Uno in so long.
No
All right.
joke, Slip
Alright, you
Lord.
go, man.
Thanks, Fox.
Alright.
If I eat any more
I'm glad we know how to play Uno in this household.
I'll call yellow.
Yellow? We just made it.
Okay, actually need to make sure I don't die. Hold on.
Just continue.
It's back to mine? Yeah, okay. Wait, what color did you make it?
It's yellow.
It's
You made it
yellow? Oh, homie, let's go.
Change it from yellow to yellow.
All right, this joke has run its course. Stop.
It's got a beat on me.
Game's not over
What
yet.
joke?
Do you think we're joking?
What? Is it
Are we
bird
playing without him
season?
now?
Yeah.
Okay, I
He's
respect
busy with
that.
his speed run.
Yeah, what a nerd.
Dude, like, actually, come on. Oh, yeah.
I'll do better next time.
Are you okay, Slippy? Pull yourself together.
You know, we'll just do
no,
a
don't
one
you
draw.
just draw until you, like...
It's different for different people.
color.
We'll just do one draw.
What do you mean
So,
it's different for different people?
A lot of people, a lot of different people
That's
have
not
Uno
how
rules.
that works.
Sadly, it is.
100%. Alright, whatever. Put that back. I don't know.
Yeah, you just.
Alright, cool. You put it in Banette's hand. There you go.
Yeah. It's okay. I'll get back to you guys when I get another auto scroller.
Alright,
Okay.
just let us know if you need anything.
Fox, these guys are all over me. Get
Party
rid
has
of
Uno.
them.
Hey, Banette, what level is this?
I think it's level 5.
Okay.
I knew that.
Damn. He won.
Bro, Uno sucks.
Yeah.
This game's rigged anyway.
I should have brought Monopoly.
I've been had.
I finished the R1
There we go,
transfer
jeez.
preparations.
Couldn't take any
I'm
longer,
heading in
Peppy.
your direction.
So now we got a boss fight here, and there's a quick kill for it that involves a little bit of RNG with a bomb spawning. If I don't get it, it's whatever, lose only a couple seconds, but it'd be nice to get it.
Did you say the climate control center's overloading? Does that mean there's gonna be an explosion? Yikes!
A bomb didn't spawn close enough, so I'm just gonna... Oh, but there's one right there, but I can't get it.
That's it. It's working.
Okay, that's fine.
One more
So as soon as he opens up again, I can just shoot him and...
That's your chance.
Oh, shit.
Do you have to kill any of your teammates to like skip any dialogue, or is that only just
Not
the
on this
first
one.
boss? Okay.
This one doesn't matter. Though I still shoot Slippy anyway.
As you should.
Alright. So now we're on to stage 5.
Wait, I thought we were just on stage 5.
We were.
Okay.
Yeah.
And stage 5 is another stage similar to stage 1, but this one... Really the only major difference is I actually have to save some of my teammates. It's a little lame. Not Slippy, though.
Screw that guy.
All
Yeah.
ships move forward into the asteroid belt.
So I guess... I think what's going on in the plot is something with Pigma. I don't know.
What's Pigma?
I've never played this game.
I think from what I remember, he's like brainwashed by the Applewood or something.
Well, yeah, because like the Aproids are like these aliens that take over biological life and like mutate it or something.
Yeah.
Hey, these goons don't give up. Fox, the guys in the rear are all yours. Can't shake them.
Okay, a little thing that's happening right there is you notice with Falco's dialogue, he was getting chased.
I've been hit.
You actually cannot save him while doing the boost. You end up in front of him, which obviously that's not what's supposed to happen, but you're just too fast for him. Did I just get a... Okay. I don't know where I got that flag from.
Why are these things chasing the Arlings?
Roll. You've got to try rolling.
It's not the line, Peppy.
Linear identity setting.
The enemy attacks are going more fast and furious.
Might as well just get all the flags just to do it. The flags are used in 100%, and I'm not familiar with that run in any way. All I know is you need to get good scores and get the flags and save your friends, which I'm not into that stuff.
Whoa, it's closing!
You're gonna get hit. Use your brakes.
Okay.
This is for helping me.
Shut up. It's just a running theme in almost all the Star Fox games that your allies are just annoying.
Just like Pigma.
Half the time they're more hindrances than they are helps, but you never know. There's the rare occasion.
tail. I can't lose him.
Yeah, it's okay, Falco. You got this.
Ah, sorry, but I have to pull back.
Loser.
Is that the prototype we saw earlier?
Look closely. It's been infected by the asteroid.
Yow!
So how about that Y button?
Okay, we can get in over there.
Slippy, behind you.
You got this, Slippy.
What do I do? Knock it off! Leave me alone! Whoa! I can't go on!
Best co-pilot.
Is this a dead end too?
To your left, Fox. Be careful not to hit that wall.
I'm picking up a large enemy presence dead ahead.
And once again, in this stage, it like serves no purpose to let Crystal get killed, so I always go ahead and save her because she drops you some extra health. Really doesn't matter, but you never know when you might make a dumb mistake and need it. A little bit of health insurance.
This way.
Pigma's up ahead.
Fox, proceed with caution.
There. My thumb gets a break. Now I get to mash A instead.
Looking good, Fox. Keep it up.
So the main purpose of this boss fight is to just take down the turrets that they have, and then they open up into these weird little red things, and you gotta take those down, and then the main core opens up, and the main core just happens to be...
It's not
If it'll
over, Fox.
hurry up.
I sense a mighty force.
Pigma's face.
Yeah, there you go. It's working.
And he's dead. Got him. All right.
All right. Got him.
Now, upcoming is actually a really fun stage, but it's incredibly short. Blink and you'll miss it. Optimally, this can be done in about 25 seconds. So the point of this stage is to destroy the 5 hatchers on the planet Sauria. And 2 of them are within a cave, so you're supposed to, like, go inside the caves and whatnot, but, you know, we're Fox. We don't got time for that. Got worlds to save, so we go ahead and just get in the R-Wing.
You know about the might gauge, right? The gauge shows enemy strength in the skies of
Oh, shoot.
Sauria. Watch the
Come on.
gauge and go to the skies when
Dude,
necessary.
here we go. And yeah, so, caves. Oh, I messed that up.
Airborne
Good
enemies are
timing.
all yours. Gotcha. Try not to make a mess of things, Slippy.
There you go. Got that one.
Rest, Falco. Seriously. Show your beak for once.
Excellent
And that's the
work,
stage.
Fox. Sauria is saved.
Yeah, he's dead. 34. That wasn't too bad.
So basically what he did was angle his R-wing down to clip it within the ground, and his bullets just went through the ground and shot what he would have had to go into the caves to shoot.
Mm-hmm. Normally your R-Wing is kind of supposed to like do this weird bouncing animation off it, but with those collision surfaces you can just scrape against it. Now here, there's a little bit of RNG to this and a little bit of, or a lot of bit of cycles that I
There are more
already messed
lurking
up.
about near the radar camera.
So the way these guys turn is completely random until you start scoping
If
on
we don't
them.
take them all out, we can't
So
do
ideally
anything.
you just want to be looking at them, and as soon as they start to turn, you want to scope in on them.
We should get radar back once the
When they
damage is
start-
taken out.
Now,
Got it, Peppy.
when they start to
Consider
turn is
all of them
completely
toasted.
random,
If they blocked our radar,
Excellent,
but
Fox.
it's
Pick up the
manipulatable
stragglers
enough.
and rep.
You are our surface
just-
contact, Fox.
There we go.
Good luck.
Doing
And just
great,
easy
Fox.
enough to
You're showing
work with
through.
that it's not a big deal if you get bad RNG.
Fox, I've got enemies on my tail.
this is awful. The city's
Good going, Fox. Just a
And there
few
should be
more.
one more
impressive,
right up
Fox.
here.
I'll have to rethink my opinion of you.
Only a few targets left.
See, now I'm just waiting for him to turn. There we go. And now we can go to where the R-Wing
Now we can
spawns.
use radar.
That's actually some pretty good RNG except for that
I've sent
last
you an
guy.
R-wing. Find it on your radar.
and we get another plasma section, but this one I actually need to make sure I take as little damage as humanly possible, because after this we get a boss fight in the same fashion, and focusing on countering the boss's attacks will actually slow you down. So you want to go in with almost full health so you can just tank the hits and take the boss down as quick as possible. But other than that, it's the same as how it was in Fuchina. Just hang out, shoot stuff.
Fox, one of these scum has a lock on you.
And just have fun.
Oh no.
And unfortunately, this section does go on for a little while, so
First class meal.
I don't know. Just hang out.
Ugly bugs. It's no fun fighting unshakable enemies.
So is Starwolf working with you at this point again?
What are you doing to my
Yeah,
darling wolf?
I guess in the story, like, Starwolf realizes, oh crud, these guys are a legitimate threat. We gonna die. So they're like, hey.
Fox, the rest of them are yours.
I'll save you, Falco. You're a nice guy.
Can't get away. You did it, Fox.
On this stage, having your allies alive means literally nothing, so
The rest is up to you, Fox.
just do it or not. I can say that after this, the only auto-scroller left is the final stage, and that's actually at least somewhat difficult compared to these,
They look
so
like sturdy little monsters, don't they?
that's something at least. Yeah, kind of the issue with this speedrun that I've seen lobby at it a lot is there's a lot of downtime where you're just messing around, hanging out. But I think the very tight ground sections and the like precise tricks and whatnot really make this kind of bounce out into a very flawed but very fun speedrun in my eyes.
We also can't ignore the fact that this song absolutely slaps.
Oh, absolutely. Listen to that saxophone that's not playing right now.
Looks like they got a thing for us. The battle's on, Fox.
Yeah.
You stupid dog, get a hold of yourself. You wanna ride on my wing, Kristen?
As long as I'm covering Fox.
Okay, fine. Point that thing at me and you better be ready to die, pup. These things again, they aren't worth the time.
Ah, shoot.
Sorry about what happened earlier, Fox.
Probably shouldn't matter if I take damage if it's so little, but just want to make sure that's all the damage I
You and
take.
I are gonna scrap.
We should be nearing the end of the auto-scroller. I usually keep track of how far in I am based on the combo, and it usually caps out around 115, I think. No, a little higher than I'm thinking of Fuchina. But the point is that we're near the end of it.
Big guy.
I'm looking forward to the day I can fight you.
What? I killed you.
Nicely done, Fox.
Wow, take me for a ride someday.
Quit your croaking, Toady.
Yeah, I agree. What? I thought Suga was supposed to have a response there, but
Yo,
no.
Fox, you think blasting
hold
me
on.
is fun or something?
We're just... Ah, dang it. Alright, boss time. So the big challenge with... Oh, there he is. The big challenge with this boss is trying to get, like, predict his movements so your bullets will hit him as he moves.
You gotta do it.
And that can be really tricky because the plasma blasters compared to how fast he moves is a little tricky.
Don't worry, Fox.
But
Just fire.
I should be able to get a decent time on this.
That's the way to do it. Give it your all.
I guess there's no way around it.
Yeah, General Pepper's dead. Yeah, so right here is what I was talking about. You're supposed to shoot down those 6 beams that come up, but because I just have all my health, I can just tank the hits and be fine. And he'll do a few more attacks similar to that, where you're supposed to shoot him down. Like right here, he shoots the missiles, but I don't even need to worry about him, so I can just keep targeting. Okay, that's kind of got in the way. That wasn't the best.
That's it. A bit more now, Bucks. Keep it up. We made
Sometimes he'll like get out of your range, like I think he just did it right there, where you can't hit him, and it's really annoying. And there's one cycle he does where you want to get him before it.
General.
I think that was different than usual. I don't know. Maybe we're just not paying attention. But yeah, that was stage 7. Pretty easy. Once you get past the RNG cycles section, it's not too bad. All right, so next up we got the Space Gate, and this is the only stage in the entire game that's like the space dogfight all range mode, and it harkens back to Sector Z from Star Fox 64, where you have these different aperoid missiles like targeting the gate, and you gotta shoot them down as fast as possible. Now, there's a short segment before they start spawning, and I want to use this time to get as many bombs and maxed out lasers, as well as save my allies, because in this stage, it is actually good to keep them alive because they'll help take down the missiles. So right now, I'm just focused on destroying as many enemies as I possibly can, trying to get bombs. And it's complete RNG how many I get, but usually... Oh, shoot. And what I'm really concerned about is trying to get the other laser upgrade, which... There we... Wow. Nice. Don't gotta worry about that. Now I'm gonna go ahead and save Slippy, I hope. Now, the boosting trick that works on the auto-scrollers works here too, but you gotta mash way faster to keep the boost at max efficiency. So, actually quite a workout with your thumb on this. And also, it's interesting how different the all-range versus on-rail sections are in this game, because like your blaster speed limit is higher, your the boosting recharges quicker. There's a lot of weird differences that you wouldn't expect. It kind of makes me interested, like, were these programmed by different like groups at the same company or something? I don't know. I don't know anything about game development.
Would have been cool to see more levels like this.
Yeah. One criticism of the game itself is that it's really short, only 10 stages compared to Star Fox 64, which, well, yeah, it's a much less complex game. Star Fox 64 had like, what, I think 14 stages? It's just, for this big, epic GameCube title, you kind of wish they would have had a bit more to it.
Yeah.
But, to its credit, what is here, from just a general gameplay perspective, is really fun and really diverse and interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this is a fantastic game. Now, I pretty much got everything I want, and the places the missiles spawn is actually consistent. As you see, this one spawned right in front of me, because I knew it was going to spawn to the left of the sort of main gate part. And you want to anticipate where the... Perfect. Where the missiles are going to be. Oh, shoot. That was a bad play. So you can take them down as soon as possible. And it's kind of hard to keep track of exactly where they're supposed to be without pausing and looking at the map. And obviously you don't want to do that because it's going to slow you down. So I basically just base it on cardinal directions and using this thing right here as the north point. So like when the first big missile spawn, it's in the southwest, and et cetera, et cetera. And it's just a way to keep track of what's happening. Also, kill this guy. What? Okay. I don't know what I locked onto on that first bomb. Normally, if I get an enemy on me, I can just shoot a bomb for it, but it keeps locking onto stuff on accident, so I'm just going to kind of mash L and hope for the best. This stage has a lot of, like, concurrent mashing. Here we go. Now the next one should spawn way to the south.
Trust the radar. You must find it.
There we go. So right now I'm going to try and pick up a little more health just in case, or another laser upgrade, even though I'm already at max. That's great. Whatever. Health shouldn't be an issue, but I've had runs where I was actually on decent pace and then died because I was trying to get the last missile done quick, which is unfortunate. But hey, part of the territory. Oh, shoot. Wasn't quite where I needed to be there. Not a big deal. And the last one should spawn over there.
We did it.
Yikes, this one's in
So this last one is actually made up of multiple parts, and the hitboxes on each parts are really janky.
Take it down. Don't let even one part get through.
Fox, lead the enemies around the gate to us.
I don't want to focus on the enemies, that just wastes time. Just getting sidetracked, trying to have fun when I got business to take care of. So, I like to just lock onto it with a charge shot, shoot a bomb that should go down pretty much instantly. Oh shit. See, running into it will do a lot of damage to yourself. There we go. Stage 8 done.
It was really good.
Yeah. Made one little mistake in there, but other than that, pretty much perfect. Now for what is, in my opinion, the hardest actual stage in the game. Stage 9 Homeworld is an on-ground stage where you really need to pay attention to your health. You got to be good with the sniper. Got to do some elite 360 quick scoping. It's great. So I'm going to start out. The point of this one is similar to what we saw back in Katina and Sargasso, where you got to take down the Hatchers. And they're all positioned like in these 4 little buildings. So, okay, whoa, okay, that broke really slow, so not a big deal, it's just kind of in a weird place. So I want to come in here, destroy these 3 sort of barrier generators, and I'm just going to tank damage from these exploding guys, because the last one will drop a sniper rifle, and that's very important for a piece of tech that I am horrible at. Quick scoping the final Hatcher generators is really tricky for me just because you're being bombarded by a bunch of enemies and turrets and stuff, and you just gotta be real careful with your health. And I have a tendency to mess it up and die. And if I die here, I have to restart the entire stage no matter where I die except for the very end. So I'm going to backwalk into this shield. That's going to be important for later.
Way to go, Fox. 2 Hatchers remaining.
So the reason I parked my R-Wing over here is just so I can get back in it and go to the other side of the stage without having to walk through the building. Normally the R-Wing would park right there, but for some reason it didn't. I think I just hit R too late. It happens. So just jump down, blast that, and just for a little bit of safety, I'm going to take down the turrets and the enemies around a little bit. There we go. I'm going to pull out my sniper. This one right here is particularly picky. Yeah, this is a lot easier than what I would normally do because I took down the turrets. Really? Yeah, the perspective of the sniper is also really odd because it doesn't always shoot exactly where you're looking. It, like, slightly below it. Now right here, I'm actually going to take a lot of extra damage because similar to what we did in Stage 3, I want to get my health way down. Because we're going to do the same glitch as we did to skip the Star Wolf fight for the second segment of this stage, which is why I picked up the barrier, because the barrier, once you hit 1 HP, it'll activate like that, and that'll allow me to stay at 1 health, take down the last Hatcher, and hug an enemy, go away barrier, thank you, and if I did this right, there we go. I should die and end the stage.
Yeah.
There you go. Very clean. Very, very clean. And now we're entering the last auto-scroller, which, unlike stages 1 and 5, this one is actually a little tricky. It's easy to die on this if you don't really pay attention to your health. And I want to get as many bombs as possible, which usually is only 3. So here I actually am going to be focusing on killing all the enemies, just making sure anything that can deal damage to me is neutralized before it's too late. Because, especially on these later stages, damage racks up on you like crazy, and there's a lot of obstacles that it's hard to stop colliding with while still doing the boost trick. So, just to be able to tank the obstacles and stuff, you need to keep your health as high up as possible and not take damage from the actual regular enemies. As well as there's no healing items in the final boss that are reliable. It's RNG if you get them. So if you go into the final boss with really low health and make any mistakes, it's possible to die, and obviously that's not fast. So right now I'm just going to be kind of focused on dodging, saving the allies, picking up stuff, etc.
If we lose here, you'll never have the chance.
It is interesting to note that I believe this is the only stage where there is no difference between the any percent and 100% like best possible times, I guess, because you can still get the max score and save all your allies and get all the S flags without ever stopping the boosts, which is the main thing you need to worry about with the auto scores on 100% is getting everything done without letting go of boost. And you lose no time from saving your allies, and you actually want to on this stage, and the S flags shouldn't take any extra time, so it's just a neat little moment where the place where the runs end can be completely identical if you want.
These attacks are intense. It shows how far we've come. These scum are proving to be quite a handful.
Oh, shoot.
These punks just won't give up. Whew,
Saving Falco is particularly important, whereas because Slippy and Crystal will only drop you health, Falco will actually drop you bombs, so real convenient. Good guy Falco. You also got to make sure you don't lose any wings on this stage, which, though that shouldn't happen, if you make a lot of little mistakes, that can end up losing a wing. And as with all Star Fox games, you lose a wing, you go back down to regular blasters, which slows down the final boss by a ton.
Leon, don't try sneaking up behind me.
Doing your best not to show any weak points, Ed.
This last stage is really intense. Oh, shoot. See, that's part of why this stage can be really frustrating, is because a lot of stuff is a little hard to tell where the actual hitbox is going to be when you encounter it. Uh-oh. Okay, that wasn't smart. I should be fine, but my health is a little lower than I'd like. Now, right here, it's cycles, so if I did everything right, I shouldn't take damage. Perfect. Okay, that just means I didn't lose any time from the boost trick. You can tell if I'm doing the boost suboptimally if you see the little yellow bar in the bottom left appear at all. Right here, there's no way to speed this up without just mashing Y and going through the text, so I'm waiting for them to go by. It's really frustrating if you come into this area with low health, because when they attract the guys, they can fly right into you, and I've had runs die because they flew into me and killed me, which we are literally about to enter the final boss, so that ain't fun. Okay, now for the Queen, it's 3 phases. The first one is an all-range section where I'm just going to mash A and throw bombs.
Fox, look at the Queen. We can't get a self-destruct program through that armor.
Rats! Stupid armor!
What's wrong? Something's in the way.
Shoot,
We just blast
didn't
it.
do that quite right.
First things first. Destroy that armor.
Fox, blast that red section.
Oh, shoot.
All right, concentrate now.
Alright, that wasn't great, but
Program in there.
normally I can get it to where I take her down before she starts spinning, but you got to be really precise with that and do a lot of button mashing with multiple buttons. Alright, phase 2, you got to shoot these 4 pink eyes, which will open up the weird dragon head core thing. And then you just shoot this. Now, if I do this correctly, it'll look like I'm so close to getting it in one cycle, but won't. That's actually always going to happen. It locks, like, it doesn't lock, but it automatically goes back in to start a second cycle of this fight, no matter what. So if you get it low enough, it'll just recede back in no matter, yeah, right there. So if I can shoot down these 4 eyes, open it back up, and I can go into the final segment. Alright. Alright, now this last segment has 2 attacks. One of them's a beam, and you can't attack her during the beam, so you just pray for RNG. Also, as soon as the hit plus 20 when her health bar is completely empty, oh, great beam. Once the her health bar is completely empty and the plus 20 comes up, that's time. So, all right, we're only gonna get 1 beam. Nope. Look at that. Come on. And time.
Very nice.
Very nice indeed. Whew. There we are.
All ships report in. Oh.
So yeah, that was Star Fox Assault.
Thank you very much for that awesome run, Black Magic Banette. Star Fox Assault bronze any %. Make sure to give this guy a follow.